So we're gonna guide coat this thing. Josh is gonna work on the roof. I'm gonna start doing the sides. All right. Now we know what we're doing with it.
All right.
All right.
Wet sanding
So
with a hot bucket because it's freezing out.
yeah, that came out nice. Now we're good with that. That's why when you gotta let this stuff dry. That's good. And we're just gonna get all this down here, fix all the corners, go over the whole thing, make sure it's all good. So we guide coated it first, obviously.
And then you're hoping that all the guide coat comes off nice and evenly.
Yep, that's what you're looking for.
And that's straight and smooth.
Normally I would do this with a hose and keep it clean. But the hose is frozen because it's so cold out. And then we'll get to the top of this where we did the body work down here. And then we'll scuff all that down real quick so it's smooth. This way it's ready.
Okay. Let me get on it.
Okay. Sanding our butt off. Wax on, wax off, sand your butt, sand it off. Oh man. All right. That's what we're getting at. This door is done. Gotta wash all this stuff off. Start working on the fender next. He's gonna keep working on the roof. After we get the cab done, and we'll wash the cab down, get all the stuff off it and make sure it's clean. And then we'll go to the bed later. That ain't gonna be for another day or two. Still gotta do this whole other side. All right. All right, so here's the process of how it's working here. So this is guide coat, okay? And basically you're just putting it on like this, and it's so fine, right? It's not really paint. Although you could use paint, okay, but it's harder to get off later. So you put this on. Alright, so now you got this covered, and this will give you a spot, right? So you'll know your high and your low spots. So I got done on this side. Remember, there was a dent here, big dent there, below the door. Obviously all the bottom of the door is done, the corner, all that. I'm going to set the camera up on this side, nice and close like this, and I'll show you what you're looking for. All right? All right. So you got guide coat on it, okay? I'm using 600 paper, wet and dry paper. The block, it's a soft and hard on, soft on one side, hard on the other side. Not so soft, but soft and hard, okay? Being that this is not perfectly flat. If it was a perfectly flat, like this ain't perfectly flat either, but over here we will use a long board, okay, like Josh is using on the roof. Over here you're going to use something small, and I like using this. It's hard enough where it's going to make contact and it'll keep everything flat, but it'll also contour a little bit to the body lines. So start with this line first, right? And you'll know where it's high and low. Obviously this isn't high and low anywhere. This is nice. The issue with this truck was somebody sanded all the paint and had put primer on it, and it might have sat outside, I don't know what, but like all the primer was lifting and had all scratch marks all over it. So like you could see in here, you got to make sure that, you know, the filler, this primer that we put on it, is basically a 2K high build primer. So it fills in all the scratches, but it also builds up, and that's why you got to block it nice. So it gives you very forgiving. So you can block it, okay? And if you just keep the block on this like this, it's gonna knock down all the high spots, and it's basically filling in all the scratches and all your low spots. So now you can see how clean the line is, right? All the way to the end, okay? Now if I go up like that, so you got a nice clean line, okay? That's what you're looking for. So you got a nice clean line. Now you know the lines are straight, right? So wherever there was body work done or wherever there was stuff done, like this, we had to feather all this in because of the primer, and the paint was all peeling and the primer was all peeling. So you got to make sure that that is good. Then you go to the next part of the panel, right? And I'm not pushing hard. I'm letting the sandpaper basically work. Another thing is you want to try to stay going in the same direction all the time. Okay, because even though this is really, really fine, it is 600. So you could see, let's see if you could see this. Let's see. Yeah. Okay, so let me get you in close here. So you see, like, see those scratch marks? I don't know if you can see them. Let's see if I can get in a little bit closer. All right, like that. That's what you're looking for. So, right? And you're just lightly sanding. And you can almost hear it where it gets real smooth. Right? So you can hear the sandpaper. And again, you want to try to stay going in the same direction. You don't want to be going up and down like that, because then you'll see all that. Okay, and then that's it. Okay, so now these spots here, they were high spots, but you'll never see that because that's smoothed out, so it's all blended in. So that's what you're trying to do. Make sure that all the scratch marks are out of it. You got to keep the paper clean, and you just keep going. And you got to be careful. Now you're going to break through in spots like that. Okay, so remember we put black primer under this first on all those spots. So when I start seeing black, I mean, that's it. You don't want to go any more than that, because then you're going to go into metal. So as long as you stay like that, we're good. Where there was no bare metal, where we didn't have to, like in the middle section where the paint was still original paint and they didn't mess with it, or they didn't, well, they sanded it, but they didn't do any damage per se to it, then that, same thing. Very light like this, and then it'll come right out. So that's what you're looking for, just like that. Got a nice, clean, right? That's all nice, perfect. Okay. And that's basically how it's going to be going. Okay. And you got to do the whole truck like that. There's no way around it. And the longer you let this stuff sit, the better. Because it's like, you become like the cake boss. All this does, it's like thick ice cream on top of a cake. So this is basically your, the fondant. No, what is this? The cream?
This would be like
the icing on the cake, okay? The icing on the cake,
no,
basically.
This would be like the cement stuff used for a gingerbread house.
Yeah.
really not even ice.
So you just make sure the paper's clean. It takes a long time. I mean, this is where all the prep work comes in. You know, after this truck is out of here, we're gonna bring Josh's car in here. You guys, some of you've been waiting and asking about that. He's next. Okay. We might have another car to do, but I'm not sure. I'm not even going to say what it is until we make sure we're doing it. We don't know if we're doing it yet. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But, whatever. The racing program must go on. So, I want to go racing. We got to fund the projects. Okay? So, this is something that you really want to do, like spring, summer, especially when they're full out sanding jobs like this, where
Push it outside.
you push it outside, you're in the sun, it's nice, or in the shade actually, but at least it's nice and warm. Cool down with the water as you're doing the water. All right, so he's still up there priming. All right, got that, the roof done. I'm almost done with this fender. We're gonna finish up this part of the fender, and that's it for today. Then tomorrow, come in. I'll start doing this door. Do the back of that, the roof, and down the sides. Keep working our way back. And then we'll wash it all down and get it done. Right now it's getting dark outside, so we won't be able to push it out and wash it down anyway. So, all right. Check it out later again. All right, so last thing before we quit for today. So check this out. So this truck had like rubber guard, like what do you call a curb guard or bumper guards or whatever. They were like a wide molding like that, right? So the glue was there, and it actually peeled the paint in that spot. So we sanded it, but you could see it, right? So this is the nice part about doing the high build primer stuff. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to actually get closer. I'm going to show you how that. So I started doing it. I figured, let me show you. So this and this is high. That was a low spot. Everything got primed. So now you got primer over the whole thing. So you got a flat, right? We're using the flat part of this. So as you sand, right, you're bringing the high spot down to meet the low spot, right? Yeah.
And there's the phone. Yeah. Yeah, you can see it.
That's Mom saying dinner's ready. Hurry up.
All right.
Go get it.
Okay.
All right. That's it. Nice and smooth. If you look at it from the side, you can see the reflection or whatever, right? So with paint on it and clear, right, that's what it looks like.
Yep.
Can't see nothing. Okay?
So.
All right, that's it. Tomorrow's another day.
All right.
gang. One more day. Trying to get this spot over this. Josh is too short to get over that side.
Can't reach
so
that far.
Finishing this up for him from yesterday. So basically getting the front where we want it. And then
I'm gonna do this door.
I'm gonna do that door. I'm gonna go back under the door today. Waiting on Ray to come.
Should be here in a
He's
little
gonna be
bit.
working on the El Camino again today. We'll get back on that. Is it coffee time yet? I need to go get some coffee. While I was calling. Alright, so I'm gonna get up to here, Josh, and then you can just finish what you're doing.
Oh.
Alright?
the door now. Got around the top edges and everything.
That's good.
Alright, just a spam call.
Calling from Solar Solutions. The sun is gone. There's no sun left. Now what?
They're calling from India.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Alright. That's done. This is nice. This came out real good. So, we gotta block the bottom of the door. Oh my gosh. Alright, I'm gonna clean this up. I can change the water again. And we got the hose in here now, so we'll be able to flush it all out. It's freaking freezing outside, so we can't bring it outside. It'll flash freeze.
Shit.
Let's go get some coffee and come back. Alright. The heat took over. My arms are killing me. I feel like freaking Popeye. So I'm gonna guide coat the rest of the bed. And we're good to go. Alright, so I'm gonna just guide coat the rest of this. And that's it. That thing is super straight. So I'm gonna touch it all up again with primer. One more light coat on the whole thing. And that's it. We're done. Tomorrow's another day. He's washing it all down now so it's all clean. Wash the bed out, Josh.
Yeah.
And rinse it all off. And then it'll be done. Alright. Check with you tomorrow. It's actually starting to snow outside now.
Yeah.
Alright. Clean machine. Good?
Good.